You don't lose respect all at once. You lose it every time you stay silent when someone crosses the line. And deep down, you know it. Most people spend their lives swallowing disrespect, trying to keep the peace, pretending it doesn't bother them. Even when every part of their body tightens, every instinct screams that something is wrong. They explain themselves too much, apologize for things they didn't do, laugh off comments that cut deeper than they show, and hope that being kind will magically make people treat them better. But respect doesn't work that way, and Stoic philosophy has known this for thousands of years. Respect isn't given to the loudest person in the room. It's given to the one who stays grounded, steady, and unshakably clear about their own worth. Today, you'll learn 7 Stoic ways to handle anyone who doesn't respect you, calmly, confidently, and without losing your character. If you're tired of shrinking yourself just to keep others comfortable, stay with me. This might be the most important lesson you hear all week. 1. The silent stare. When someone disrespects you, their first goal isn't to hurt you. It's to pull a reaction out of you. They want you flustered, defensive, irritated, or thrown off. Why? Because the moment you react emotionally, the power shifts. They get control of the room, the rhythm, and the energy. That's why the silent stare is one of the strongest Stoic responses you can use. It denies them the very fuel they're trying to extract from you. Imagine this. You're speaking in a meeting and someone cuts you off mid-sentence with that dismissive tone people use when they want to appear superior. Most people rush to fill the silence, talk faster, or scramble to prove themselves, but a Stoic does the opposite. You stop, you lift your eyes slowly, and you look at them, steady, calm, unbothered, for just a few seconds longer than feels comfortable. No frown, no smirk, no annoyance, just presence. And in that moment, something subtle but powerful happens. They feel the weight of their own behavior. The momentum they thought they had evaporates, and they become the one on the spot. They spoke to embarrass you, but now they're the one exposed. The silent stare works because it flips the dynamic. Instead of you being the one evaluated, they become the one being observed. Humans instinctively adjust themselves when they feel watched. It's a deep social mechanism tied to dominance and social order. A disrespectful person expects resistance, not composure. They expect you to defend, retreat, or justify. They do not expect stillness, and that's why it hits so hard. From a Stoic perspective, this technique embodies emotional mastery. Marcus Aurelius taught that you should be unmoved by the behavior of others, anchored in your own reason. The silent stare is exactly that. The ability to stay grounded when someone else tries to pull you into chaos. Instead of falling into their emotional trap, you stand still inside your own integrity. You show them that your peace cannot be dictated by someone else's attitude. Here's how to execute it with precision. Pause. The moment someone interrupts, mocks, or undermines you, freeze your reaction. Let the silence enter first, not your emotions. Eye contact. Lift your head and look at them directly. Not aggressively, not challengingly. Simply with the quiet confidence of someone who refuses to be pushed. Stand still. Hold your posture. Don't fidget, don't shrink, don't rush to speak. Stillness communicates strength louder than argument ever could. The result? You've set a boundary without uttering a single word. You've shown that you won't be talked over, dismissed, or manipulated. And more importantly, you've taught them, without lecturing, exactly how they must treat you moving forward. The silent stare isn't about intimidation. It's about self-respect expressed through unwavering composure. It's not noise, it's power. And the moment you master it, people who thrive on disrespect will think twice before trying you again. 2. Silence as your answer. There's a particular kind of person who thrives on disrespect. They poke, provoke, jab, or comment just to see what kind of emotional storm they can pull out of you. To them, your reaction is entertainment, proof of control, or a way to elevate themselves by dragging you into chaos. That's exactly why silence as your answer is one of the strongest Stoic moves you can make, because it starves the disrespect at its root. Silence isn't weakness. Silence is strategy. It removes the reward structure from their behavior. If someone insults you and you erupt, they win. If someone mocks you and you defend yourself frantically, they win. If someone throws shade and you try to explain your worth, they win again. But if someone tries to provoke you and you simply do not react, not verbally, not emotionally, not physically, the game ends instantly. They cannot feed on what you refuse to give. Picture this. You're at a family gathering and a relative makes a passive-aggressive comment aimed right at you. Something like, "Well, not everyone can be successful, right?" Most people immediately jump into defense mode, listing accomplishments, explaining choices, clarifying misunderstandings. But a Stoic doesn't flinch. You let the words land, but you don't let them in. You look at them neutrally, blink once, and return to your food, your conversation, your peace. The entire energy collapses. The person who threw the insult now stands alone with their bitterness exposed. Everyone else at the table feels the awkwardness, not because of you, but because of them. Your silence was not surrender, it was refusal. Silence has a psychological impact that words cannot match. Humans are conditioned to expect back-and-forth exchanges, emotional volleys, and verbal sparring. When you break the pattern and choose silence, you disrupt their script. You force them to face the emptiness of their own disrespect. You create a moment where they have to sit with what they said, without your reaction to cushion it. From a Stoic perspective, this is the ultimate expression of self-command. Epictetus taught that we are never obligated to respond to the provocations of others, especially when responding means losing control of our inner state. When you choose silence, you're declaring, "My peace is mine, my dignity is mine, my energy is mine, and I choose not to hand any of it to you." But silence done wrong can look like fear or avoidance. The key is how you do it. Use silence with confidence, not collapse. Your face relaxed, your posture steady, your breathing slow. You are not shutting down, you are staying centered. That's the difference between passive silence and Stoic silence. Here's the simple 3-step method to make it powerful. Listen. Hear the words. Don't defend. Don't amplify. Just receive the information without internalizing it. Breathe. A slow inhale signals your nervous system that you control this moment, not them. Your breath is the shield that stops the insult from entering your identity. No reaction, not a smirk, not a rebuttal, not a flinch. Let the moment die on its own without feeding it. And here's the truth. When you stop reacting, disrespect loses its purpose. People who rely on emotional chaos to feel superior hate being met with calm. They can't handle silence because silence turns the spotlight back onto them. You didn't ignore them, you exposed them, and once they see that their words cannot move you, cannot shake you, cannot access you, the dynamic changes forever. Silence, when chosen with strength, is not absence. It is dominance. 3. Stop explaining yourself. One of the most exhausting forms of disrespect is subtle. It's when people act as if your decisions require their approval. They question your boundaries, challenge your choices, interrogate your lifestyle, or demand explanations for things that have absolutely nothing to do with them. And without realizing it, many people fall into the trap of over-explaining, giving long justifications, softening their stance, or presenting their decision like a case in court. But here's the brutal truth. The more you explain yourself, the more you teach people that they are entitled to evaluate your life. Over-explaining is often born from fear. Fear of being misunderstood, fear of being judged, fear of disappointing someone, fear of conflict. But Stoicism teaches the opposite. You are responsible for your actions, not for other people's interpretations of them. When you keep justifying yourself, you hand over your self-worth to whoever is questioning you. You shift from being the author of your life to being a defendant in someone else's courtroom. Imagine this scenario. You decide to spend a weekend alone to recharge, and someone says, "Why aren't you coming? That's weird." The insecure version of you might start explaining, "I'm tired, I've been busy, I need some time to relax. It's nothing personal." But the stoic version of you simply says, "That's what I've chosen," and lets the silence carry the rest. No apology, no backpedaling, no essay-length justification, or maybe you decline a request that crosses your boundaries. Working late, lending money, doing a favor you don't have capacity for. They push back. "Why not? What's the big deal?" Instead of launching into defensive explanations, you respond with calm firmness. "That doesn't work for me." Short, grounded, final. These short statements are powerful because they assert autonomy. They communicate that you don't need permission to make choices about your own life. Healthy people recognize boundaries. Controlling or disrespectful people challenge them. Stoicism helps you tell the difference, not through confrontation, but through clarity. Here's how to apply this principle with precision. Short answers. Use clean, simple statements. They show confidence. They close the door on debate. They reaffirm that your decisions stand on their own. No justification. The moment you start adding "because," you give people room to negotiate your boundaries. You open space for them to judge or push you. Don't do it. Your decision is enough. Move on. Change the subject. Shift your attention. Continue with your day. When you don't linger, the other person learns the most important lesson. Your choices aren't up for discussion. Remember, people who genuinely respect you don't need explanations. People who don't respect you won't be satisfied with them anyway. That's why explaining yourself is a losing game. It drains your energy, weakens your stance, and gives other people power they were never supposed to have. The Stoic path is simpler, stronger, cleaner. Make your decision, state it clearly, and carry on. The less you explain your life, the more control you reclaim over it. And the moment you stop treating your choices as public property is the moment you start living with real self-respect. 4. Set the distance. There's a point in every relationship, friendships, co-workers, even family, where you realize something important. Respect is not just about how someone talks to you. It's about how their presence affects your energy. Some people drain you. Some people belittle you. Some people constantly cross your boundaries, then act surprised when you finally react. The Stoic response isn't to fight, argue, or force them to understand. It's to create distance, calmly, deliberately, and without apology. Distance is one of the most underrated forms of self-respect. It's not punishment, it's not revenge, it's protection. When someone repeatedly shows you that they cannot treat you with basic dignity, the most powerful move isn't confrontation, it's access control. You limit their ability to influence your emotions, your time, and your peace. You don't need to announce it. You don't need to explain it. You simply adjust the level of closeness to match the level of respect you're receiving. Think about someone in your life who constantly makes subtle digs, minimizes your accomplishments, or treats you like your feelings don't matter. Maybe it's a coworker who always competes with you, a friend who only calls when they need something, or a family member who uses jokes as a cover for disrespect. Most people in these situations try endlessly to fix the relationship. Long conversations, emotional explanations, attempts to show them how they're hurting you. But a Stoic understands You cannot control another person's character, only your distance from it. Distance works because it changes the emotional dynamic. When you stop allowing someone unlimited access, their behavior no longer hits as deeply. You don't jump when they call. You don't rush to solve their crises. You don't reveal your vulnerabilities to someone who has shown they can't be trusted with them. You shift from reactive to selective. Here is the Stoic 3-layer strategy for setting distance with clarity and dignity. Layer 1. Reduce frequency. You don't cut them off. You simply interact less. Fewer replies. Slower responses. Shorter conversations. The space you create gives you room to breathe and evaluate the relationship without emotional fog. Layer 2. Reduce depth. Distance is not only about time, it's also about intimacy. You stop sharing personal struggles, private goals, or emotional details with someone who uses them carelessly. You speak politely, but not vulnerably. You engage socially, but not personally. Layer 3. Reduce access. This is the deepest boundary. They no longer get immediate entry into your mind, your schedule, your plans, or your emotional world. You control when and how interactions happen. They don't get to demand your attention. Access becomes a privilege, not a default. This strategy is powerful because it doesn't rely on drama. You don't need to make an announcement like, "I'm distancing myself from you." You simply adjust your availability. Stoic distance is silent, steady, and purposeful. And when it's time to step away more fully, you do it with quiet dignity. No insults, no scenes, no emotional exits. Just a gentle closing of the door, firm but respectful. You honor yourself without dishonoring them. Because here's the truth. You can't force people to respect you, but you can absolutely control how close they stand to you. And sometimes, the strongest form of self-respect is not fighting for a place in someone's life, but walking away from the spaces that shrink you. 5. Use the Stoic. Pause and reply. Method. Disrespect often comes fast. A sharp comment, a sarcastic tone, a public jab, and your body reacts before your mind even has a chance. Heart rate spikes, jaw tightens, words rush to your tongue. That's the moment most people lose control. They fire back, say too much, say it too harshly, or say something they regret later. The disrespect is real, but the damage multiplies because the reaction wasn't controlled. That's exactly what the Stoic pause and reply method is designed to prevent. In Stoic philosophy, the space between what happens and how you respond is sacred. That tiny gap is where your power lives. If you skip it, you're a puppet pulled by emotion. If you protect it, you become the one directing the scene. Reacting instantly means your ego is driving. Replying after a pause means your reason is in charge. Here's how it works in real life. Imagine you're in a conversation and someone takes a shot at you in front of others. Wow, you finally did something right for once. Most people would snap back, "What's that supposed to mean?" Or, "At least I do something." And just like that, you're in a pointless back and forth, and the situation spirals. Now apply the Stoic method instead. Step 1. Pause 2-3 seconds. You hear the comment. You feel the sting, but you do not respond immediately. You take a breath. You let the initial wave of anger or embarrassment pass through your body without acting on it. Those 2 or 3 seconds feel long, but they're everything. They are you refusing to be dragged by your first impulse. Step 2. Reframe. In that pause, you ask yourself a simple question. What response protects my dignity, not my ego? That one thought shifts you from, "I need to hurt them back," to, "I need to stand strong." You remember, their words are a reflection of them, not of your worth. You see their jab as what it is. An attempt to get a rise out of you, to look clever, to feel superior. Once you name it, it loses power. Step 3. Respond with clarity, not emotion. Now you choose whether to respond at all. And if you do, you keep it clean. Calm voice. Neutral face. Short sentence. For example, "That was unnecessary. I don't talk to you that way and I expect the same." Or even simply, "We're not doing that." No raised voice, no sarcasm, no lecture, just a clear boundary stated once. The beauty of this method is that it keeps you in control of yourself while still standing up for yourself. You're not letting disrespect slide. You're handling it with precision instead of chaos. People around you feel the difference. They see that you're not easily rattled. You're not easily baited. You're not emotionally fragile. You are deliberate. From a Stoic lens, this is emotional alchemy. Something that could have turned into a shouting match becomes a moment of quiet authority. You chose your response instead of being controlled by your reaction. And every time you do that, you train your nervous system to follow your mind, not the other way round. The next time someone takes a shot at you, remember, you don't owe them instant access to your words. Take the pause, reframe the moment, then reply, or don't, from a place of strength, not impulse. That's how you keep your power. 6. Hold your position, don't shrink yourself. When disrespect hits, many people collapse inward without even realizing it. Their shoulders drop. Their voice gets smaller. They apologize for things they didn't do. They fiddle with their hands. They look away. They make themselves physically and emotionally smaller, hoping it will de-escalate the situation. But shrinking yourself doesn't earn respect. It erases it. People don't respect what retreats. They respect what stands. Stoicism teaches that your posture is not decoration. It's communication. Your body sends a message long before your words do. If you shrink, you signal insecurity. If you hold your position, you signal self-worth. A Stoic understands that dignity is expressed physically just as much as verbally. Through steadiness, through presence, through an unshakable way of simply being in your own space. Think about the last time someone spoke to you sharply or mocked you in front of others. Maybe you felt that instinctive tightening in your stomach, that urge to look down, that reflex to explain or soften your voice. But imagine responding differently. Imagine standing tall, your shoulders open, your breathing slow, your eyes steady. You don't puff up or posture aggressively. You don't lean forward or raise your voice. You simply hold the ground beneath your feet with calm certainty. That alone shifts the power dynamic dramatically. People sense when someone is rooted. They feel it energetically. They adjust their tone when the person in front of them refuses to diminish. Your steadiness creates a kind of quiet gravity, one that pulls the conversation back into respect without you having to demand it. Here's how to execute this with clarity. Posture. Stand or sit upright. Shoulders back, chest open, chin level. This isn't about looking intimidating. It's about not collapsing. When your body holds its space, your mind follows. Tone. Keep your voice warm but firm, not sharp, not shaky, not rushed. A steady tone communicates control of yourself and of the moment. It tells the other person you're not rattled, even if they tried to rattle you. Boundary sentence. Deliver one clean line if needed. "I'm not speaking to you that way, and I expect the same. That's not how I communicate." Let's keep this respectful. Short, clear, unemotional. No justification. You're not asking. You're stating. Holding your position isn't about dominance. It's about self-respect. It's the refusal to make yourself small just to make someone else comfortable. It's the understanding that you deserve to exist in your full height, your full voice, your full presence, even when someone tries to cut you down. When you stop shrinking yourself, you stop teaching people that they can shrink you. And that's the moment the dynamic changes forever. 7. Withdraw your energy. The Stoic Endgame. There comes a point when every lesson has been learned, Every warning sign has been ignored, and every attempt at mutual respect has failed. And in that moment, the most powerful thing you can do isn't to argue louder, demand fairness, or try to fix the relationship. The most powerful thing you can do is withdraw your energy completely. This is the highest level of self-respect. The ability to walk away from anyone who consistently shows you they are unworthy of your presence. Stoicism calls this detachment, but not the cold, bitter kind. It's a calm, clear recognition that you cannot grow where you are being diminished. You cannot thrive in relationships fueled by envy, hostility, or chronic disrespect. Think about the jealous coworker who undermines you the moment you succeed, the friend who feels threatened by your improvements, the relative who never misses a chance to belittle you. These are not people you battle with. They are people you outgrow. The Stoic Endgame begins with 3 deliberate steps. Stop feeding the connection. That means no emotional replies, no justifications, no invitations to conflict. You don't chase clarity. You don't chase closure. You simply stop participating in a dynamic designed to drain you. When you remove your emotional energy, the entire pattern collapses. Focus on your path. Your attention shifts back to what strengthens you, your goals, your discipline, your peace, your circle. Their opinion, their resentment, their reactions fade into irrelevance because your life is no longer shaped by their behavior. Stoics remind us that what we nurture grows. So you stop nurturing the wrong people. Upgrade your circle. With distance comes space, and that space becomes the doorway to better relationships. People who value you. People who speak with respect, not competition. People who support your progress instead of resenting it. Walking away doesn't make you cruel. It makes you intentional. Withdrawing your energy isn't dramatic. It's not loud. It's a silent shift from trying to be understood to choosing to be at peace. The moment you stop pouring into those who drain you is the moment you reclaim your life. And that is the true Stoic endgame. You've just learned 7 powerful Stoic ways to handle people who don't respect you. From the silent stare, to using silence as your answer, to stopping the instinct to over-explain, to creating distance, pausing before you reply, holding your position, and finally, withdrawing your energy from those who refuse to value it. Each technique reminds you of one truth. You cannot control how others behave, but you can absolutely control how you respond. And that is where your strength lives. Starting today, choose 1 or 2 of these methods and apply them in a real situation. You'll feel the shift immediately. The moment you reclaim your voice, your presence, and your peace. Thank you for spending this time investing in your mind and your character. Your growth is not accidental, it's intentional, and I'm honored you chose to grow with me today. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Stay strong, stay grounded, stay stoic.